Disclaimer: Chronically Illing Out is a podcast and weekly roundtable discussion that provides a safe space for real chronic illness and mental health conversations by people with lived experience. We are not trained professionals and we do not claim to be. Rather, we discuss our stories and current events to build community and solidarity. Know that you are not alone, and if you are in crisis, call or text 988. Good morning, everyone. Welcome as we start coming on in here on Substack, on Twitch, on Kick, wherever you're getting us. Hey, y'all, it's Monday morning, which means it's Chronically Illing Out here on Sick of the Shit Publications. I'm Nick Perro, not your dad, joined by my friends Beth Cruz, the Possibilitarians Light. Good morning, Beth. Oh, she didn't respond to me.
Oh, she's froze for a second.
She froze on us. Awkward pause for the morning.
Just for a little bit.
Good morning, Doc Steph. How are you today?
Everyone. Hello.
And Daniel, I don't want to. I hope I get your last name right, and I'm not. Hopefully, I don't butcher it on us today. Is Daniel Carvajal?
No.
Carvajal?
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel Carvajal, Disability and Justice. Daniel, welcome, author, new friend, and first time podcast appearance today too, right?
Yeah.
We are really, really, really excited to have you with us. Thank you so much. Daniel, can you introduce yourself to everybody real quick? We've done some questions ahead of time to help Daniel out here too, and to help us out is good morning, everyone. Say hi in the chat, smash the heart. Daniel, please introduce yourself, my friend.
Okay, I'm going to use my text to speech software.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Carvajal. I was born with cerebral palsy, and I have used a wheelchair throughout my life. Growing up, my biggest challenge was not only my disability. It was trying to live, learn, and succeed in a world that was not designed for someone like me. Simple things often took longer, required assistance, or had to be done differently. But my parents always encouraged me to keep trying. They taught me that determination can take you a long way. I began advocating for myself in high school after a teacher doubted that I had the ability to learn accounting in a pre-college class. That experience showed me that people sometimes judge our abilities before giving us a chance. I refused to let those assumptions define my future. I went on to earn a Bachelor of Business Administration degree from the University of Miami, in which it took me 6 years to earn. Then I decided to get an online master's degree in Information Technology Management from Colorado Technical University. Home health care has also been an essential part of my life. I require assistance with many daily activities, including getting dressed, bathing, eating, and preparing for the day. My home health aides do much more than provide physical help. Their support allows me to live in my own home, work, write, advocate, and remain connected to my community. Some of my caregivers have been with me for more than 20 years. They have become an important part of my life and my independence. Without dependable home and community-based services, many disabled people like me would lose the freedom to make choices about where and how we live. Today, I am an author, web designer, and disability rights advocate. I created Disability and Justice to share the realities disabled people face, including accessibility barriers, discrimination, caregiving, transportation, healthcare, and the fight to live independently. My experiences have taught me that having a disability does not mean your life is over. It means you may have to find your own way of living it. Independence does not always mean doing everything without help. Sometimes, independence means having the right support so you can control your own life. I hope my story encourages others to speak up, challenge expectations, and never allow someone else to decide what they are capable of achieving. Thank you for allowing me to share my story with you today.
That's cool. That's
beautiful.
Great. Your caregivers some of them have been with you for more than 20 years?
Yes.
Wow. That's more family than. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah.
I
Unless you don't like him, in which case they're torture.
love him. Alex has been with me 28 years.
I don't want to ask you too deep of a question here that you haven't been able to prepare for, but if I do a lot of disability rights work with the disability community for democracy and Aida Green, if the Olmsted memo were to be overturned and undermined, where forced institutionalization and in-home least or most permissive care environments were rolled back, how would that specifically impact you and your care team? Would that impact you?
Oh, yeah, they will. 100%. I need that. I can afford paying for them. I have a budget of $2,000 a month. Who can live with that money in this economy?
Yeah.
My parents are both in their 80s.
So let's use this for a moment, not posing a question to you, Daniel, right now, but for our friends in the audience, is use this as the moment to remind yourself that you need to go to the broadbanner.com/crip-crow and call your representative and your senators in the federal verse, in the federal government, so that they know that we say no to Crip Crow together. Use Monday morning as your starting point. Use Chronically Illing Out, chill out with us and Daniel, and call afterwards. Take the 5 minutes to call, 5-10 minutes that you need to call your rep and senators, and just give them a call and remind them that you say no to Crip Crow and that they need to say no to Crip Crow with you, and that we have policy asks that are easily relayed to them. And I'll make sure in the corner here is the QR code is for no Crip Crow. The QR code next to Steph's head is our broadbanner site. So go there afterwards and say no to Crip Crow with us. So Daniel, I want to ask you within some of the questions that we wrote, because we asked this to Amelia as well too when she came on, was how did you we're very similar. How did you become an advocate for disabilities and for those with disabilities?
Okay, I have a response. Hold on.
I really started advocating for myself when I was in high school. I was taking a pre-college accounting class, and one of my professors didn't believe I had the ability to learn accounting because of my cerebral palsy. I was determined to prove that I could succeed. That experience taught me that I had to be my own advocate. Later, I realized that many people with disabilities face the same kinds of assumptions, so I began speaking up not just for myself, but for others. That's what eventually led me to create Disability Injustice.
That's how I became an advocate, because I saw people who don't understand, who don't get what we go through every day. People like, how do you call it? I'm disabled. They're like regular people who don't understand what we go through every day. You understand?
Hmm. Yeah. We do go through a lot every
Yeah.
day. Hmm. Yeah. We do understand for sure.
Yeah, and I think
It can be very.
right, it's the being underestimated, it's being
Mhm.
thought that you know, whatever is going on with your body sometimes is just makes you incapable, which is obviously not true. Um, yeah, seeing others being dismissed because of assumptions. I think it's really fantastic to be able to advocate for other people. Um, it's really moving when we're out there taking care of each other.
Thank you.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm before you jump in, I'm prepping a new QR code, which is to Daniel's book, which I know we're going to get to in questions here.
Oh, wonderful.
But I want to make sure we put up the QR code for Daniel's book. Beth, go ahead.
What was your, can I ask what your biggest challenge was as a child with cerebral palsy?
Okay, give me a minute.
One, growing up, my biggest challenge wasn't just cerebral palsy. It was trying to fit into a world that wasn't built for someone like me. Simple things that other kids took for granted took me much longer or required help. But my parents always encouraged me to keep trying. I learned early that determination can take you a long way. Don't let anyone define what you're capable of. People may underestimate you, but don't underestimate yourself. Learn to advocate for yourself. Your disability is part of who you are, but it doesn't define your dreams. Keep learning, keep growing, and never stop believing that your voice matters.
Well, because it does.
Yeah,
Thank you. It does matter.
you're welcome.
I am curious about the book that you've written, and you know,
Yodi, come here.
what is it about, or you know, what made you decide to write it, and how does it feel to be a published author?
Okay, my book is about a boy in a wheelchair who goes to school for the first day and all what he goes through in the school. I do it because I want people to teach other kids without disabilities that we are like them. We are any any difference, but the way we look has to do. The way we look and the way we move around with the wheelchairs. I like I wrote about that in my book. You could buy it at Amazon.
What's
I
the
love
title
that.
of it?
Daniel's first day.
Daniel's first day.
School.
That's cool. That's awesome. I'm going to check the chat.
Hmm.
Yeah, the people who they're talking about, the people whose voices we don't hear, either because we're not listening or watching, or because we screen them out because it's uncomfortable, I think it misses so much beautiful, you know, so many people who add so much to the world, and I'm sad about that, but really glad that you are here and that you wrote a book that people can access, and making your story accessible to others is, I think, really inspiring to me.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I
Oh,
look
there it
forward
is.
to that.
I figured we should put
Oh, I love that, Daniel.
I figured we should put a big QR code up with the picture
Yeah.
for the cover of the book for you, Daniel. So if you can, absolutely go buy Daniel's book, please. I love when people. I have two kids. We have our family is a lot of like kids in and out. Our house is a lot of kids in and out. We've always had kids around. My wife and I both love having children around. My wife's just wants to be a caretaker and love on kids, be it through a business or be it on her own. Like we've always like having good kids books is so important because what you read to your kids when they're young really shapes how they see everything and everybody around them. And if you're on purpose intentionally reading books that are inclusive and beautiful and just and fun, like it does make a huge difference for your kids. Like they pick up on what's at home and see it, and I saw my son reading the book that we used to read to him every morning
Mm-hmm.
to all his cousins the other day. They asked him to read a book, and so he read his favorite book growing up, which was 10 Tiny Racers. It's these little 10 race cars, and we read it every day. And he read it to other kids, so like they remember. And these types of books make such a huge difference on them. It's why groups like Moms for Liberty don't like books like this on the shelf, because they remind you that people are visible and they're important, and they teach your kids. Like teaching your kids good lessons is a good thing. So what we had a question in the
Mm-hmm.
chat from Monica that I wanted to ask, because I think it's a great question for you, is where did your support and inspiration come from? Was it family, teachers, peers? Where did you find your support and inspiration from to both become an advocate but also to write a book? Like it's not easy to write a book, and you wrote a book that's published.
I in school I found out that I was an excellent writer, and I decided, what can I do with it? This was my first time, and I decided, why not? I could do it. Everybody is doing it. When I was in COVID, this was like the only thing I did when you have the COVID made me do this project
Mm-hmm.
in the way a year and a half, but it's out. It's going great. I'm trying to publish it. I mean, I'm trying to promote my book. I've I'm I have a friend who is also who gave me tips on how to promote this,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I did my own life is there.
Well, I think you're doing a great job, and I think COVID like forced a lot of us to stretch and try new things that
Mhm.
wouldn't have been on the menu before. You know,
Mhm.
simply because, you know, some of our lives weren't changed that much because we didn't go out that much. But I think it forced a lot of people to really slow down and think about what they wanted to achieve and how they could do it and do stuff that they'd never done before. I think it's really great.
Mhm.
I wanted to add, I was without a home care for like 6 months
Oh no.
because of
Oh.
COVID. One of my workers left
Mm.
me, and I had to ask my neighbor to help me in the mornings. He would come in and help me up and down and for my bed and everything. It
Wow.
was horrible.
Yeah.
6 months without her because agencies were like closing down.
Right. That's really hard.
I know.
Mm.
So I don't know if you're reading the chat in real time, Daniel, but
Where is the chat? Nick.
Oh, if
so
you
that's
open the link that I'll send here in our private chat,
Okay.
pre-stream, that'll open the chat up for you. I really want to ask EQ's question, or EG's question, sorry, to all of us, to not just Daniel, but to all of us, and open this question up because I think it's such a good question. Is EG asked, how can the disability community increase cohesion? By the way, I love that you're asking a positive outcome and not a negative outcome. Just words mean things, and this is a great question. How can the disability community increase cohesion by addressing the typical default assumption that a physically disabled person is intellectually disabled or suffering from severe mental illness based on the way that people in that demographic are typically spoken to? That's such a good one. Before I answer like the linguistics around that and how we make how there's a bias towards assuming that someone is intellectually disabled just because they're physically disabled is a really harmful bias that so many of us have. And so many of us, even we don't think about it, like it's an unconscious bias that we have to actively challenge ourselves on. And I have to challenge myself more on it too, because I know I have displayed that bias. And it's okay to admit it. Like, it's okay to admit that you have displayed these biases. And how do we work on it? How do we not do that? That's a great question, is how do we increase our cohesion? Yeah, thanks. I'm sorry, EG, that you keep getting kicked out of the live stream due to your thunderstorm, and I'm glad you're back for your question, because it's a great one. So how do we increase our cohesion, and how do we break down this bias that so many of us have, and how do we expose it without shaming each other into change, but encouraging each other into change? Because I know I'm tired of being shamed into change.
Mhm.
And I want to be encouraged. I want like a positive outcome and a positive outlook on why I should be doing something. So, how do we help ourselves do that? How do we help increase this cohesion? And it's
Well,
open to all of us. Steph, do you want to start?
yeah, I think, what we're doing right now, having Daniel on here so that he's visible and that he's part of our community and participating in it, um, and that people in the chat, I mean, obviously it's this asynchronous weird thing, which is asynchronous and weird for all of us all the time. So that's not us like, it's not especially made to be harmful for people who have have any disabilities, really. I mean, it's just a kind of a weird, hard way to talk. I think that having Daniel here is great for people to help increase cohesion around mental and intellectual disability, but also for me, I think there's a level where you're just not sure what to say or how to say it, and so you just sort of retreat into yourself because you don't want to hurt somebody, but by doing that you're hurting them because you're not including them in the conversation in the way that would be helpful for them and for us. So that was, I wanted to put that it's not just necessarily that people are equating intellectual disability with physical disability, but also they're just uncomfortable and don't know how to relate. And I think having Daniel here and others is really really a good step in showing us how we can do that.
Mhm.
And also what makes them laugh. So I know if I tease Daniel about his hairstyle, I gotta make him laugh.
Thank you.
I think one of the things that because I talk to a lot of men about like how they see each other and how they see themselves. And I think part of the bias too, the unconscious or even conscious bias that men display towards it, and I won't speak on any other areas of the spectrum of women or anywhere in between, but from my point of view is like, I think a lot of men approach physical disability and see a bias of like weakness, and so they approach as though it's a glass, like a person has a glass frame on them, and if you treat them like you would anybody else, they'll break, which is a terrible assumption. Like, you go into a conversation treating somebody like they're fragile and weak and can't be an equal part of the discussion, it automatically makes them lesser in that conversation. And I think for many of us, we have to teach ourselves, because it's a learning point too, is a lot of us were never taught it, and we're never taught the right ways either, is teach yourself to just go into conversations. People who have physical or intellectual disabilities, just go into them as though you would go into a conversation with any other person. Like, it's really not that difficult. Because if you treat people as inherently equal on value, no matter what, like, doesn't matter if they have a visible physical disability, an invisible physical disability, a visible or invisible psychological disability, or intellectual disability. Like, just come into the conversation like a person, and people will be like, that's kind of what I've learned, to like get myself around any of this bias, because I do still come into conversations sometimes when with if people have a physical disability, and I can see it in myself that I do come in with a bias, and I need to work on that too. Like, I need to better how I do that. And it, like, Beth, Daniel, what about you two? Daniel, I know you see it from the other side a lot
I
of how people come at you,
mhm.
Yeah,
person.
let me, let me, let me explain how I look at this. I look at it like, if people think that we have a mental problem when they start talking, they look at me weird. I really think that people should understand we are people. We're not like broken. We are normal. We are just do everything different. Life must go on. That's what I think my point of view. I was born like this, and I will die like this also. And my my work now, I have a series on my newsletter called Stereotyping the Disabled. I was like about a few weeks ago of my situation where people would like say, would think, look at this guy who's in a wheelchair. I I hate that. I can understand. Like all this when the kids, when young, when young kids look at you and say, "What happened to you?" I used to just walk away, but now I talk to them. I try to teach them. I'm like you guys.
Mhm.
My nephews. I have two nephews, 8 and 10, and they come and play with me like I'm their uncle, and because my family has has taught them how I
Mm.
what I do, and my other nephews are graduates. They graduated, and they never look like how I am with other kids.
I love that you've taught
Yeah,
others. I I love that. I think for me, because I had my son had severe hemophilia, and at that time they wanted us to put him in a bubble basically, and keep him from the world. And I didn't do that. I let him be a child, and when others tried to protect him, I had to let him go, and that was the hardest thing. But I think, you know, I was also teaching others about he wasn't going to bleed to death from a simple cut. And so yes, it's when people understand, they get past the fear, because what it really boils down to is it's fear. People are afraid, and they have nothing to be afraid of. We're all just people. That's it.
That's why I try to teach my nephews.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it may be that people have to be taught in onesies and twosies. I wish that we could, I mean, you being here widens the scope of people who get taught at the same time. But I think, like, in every sort of situation where we are uncomfortable with difference, knowing somebody personally and talking with them and seeing how,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where we're the same and how will connect, whether it's between people with disabilities or people of different kinds, like warring communities, or different races, or different, all sorts of difference. I think the most important thing is really getting to know people personally, which, you know, opens up a whole world of understanding, you know, other people like that. But it also, I'm going to switch it a little bit, is asking us to solve a systemic problem, which is inclusion and education individually, where, like, we're all responsible for just meeting one or two people, and I don't think that's good enough in any number of ways. So I think exposure is important, but also it's a thing to work toward, that we don't have to rely on one-to-one interactions in order to understand each other better.
Yeah, I agree. And because of all that's going on in the disability community, my protest today, if I can get this shirt, there we go. This is what we need to do. So
Yeah.
shout out to Chris Palladino.
Yeah, huge shout out to Chris
For
Palomino.
that, and I think it's important because shout out to Chris Palomino for her work. But we're at this point where we as disabled people could lose our
I agree with you 100%.
rights and take care of one another, look out for one another, because nobody else is going to look out for us.
That's
we
right.
need to fight for each other. So, all right, I'll get off my soapbox now.
That gives us a great point for one of the questions we had for you, Daniel, which is, what is the most important piece of advice that you would give to someone else with a disability?
Hold on. Let me get my real on. Sorry.
And while Daniel's getting that on, yeah, Chris Palomino is amazing. And the artistry that she does is fantastic.
People may underestimate you, but don't underestimate yourself. Learn to advocate for yourself. Your disability is part of who you are, but it doesn't define your dreams. Keep learning, keep growing, and never stop believing that your voice matters.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. We do matter, our voices.
Because look at me. I keep learning. I want to start going to law school. Maybe I go into ADA law. Because I feel like I could be more useful in the next years. Because I have how do you call this? My bucket list. I want to go.
Your bucket list?
I have a bucket list. I'm going to school. Going to law school is one of my items.
That's quite an item. That's a big mountain to have on your bucket list. I had that on my bucket list when I was a teenager, and then I realized when I was in college that it really didn't belong on my bucket list because I didn't want to do it.
I always want to come as lawyer. But I realized that I wasn't too young, and I couldn't study without a computer in the 90s. Now it's everything. It's online. I could do class online, and I could do it someday.
Right. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to always be a bucket list thing. Now that there's the accessibility and the ability to communicate over longer distances, maybe, maybe taking, seeing if you actually like it would be a really awesome thing to do, because maybe you'll love it and maybe you'll hate it.
I always like legal things. My favorite show was, I always watched Law and Order. My favorite shows are legal dramas.
Yeah, the legal. Yeah, I always loved them. There were so many. Went back in the days when I watched TV. And now my son watches, like, he's into medical and police procedurals. So now he thinks he knows how to be a doctor and be a police person and be a first responder. So, I remember those shows, I don't know when you started watching them, Daniel, but I think I probably watched the same shows, and it was so glamorous, these lawyers, and they were so beautiful and they were so smart, and made you think that you could just snap your fingers and be a lawyer just like them.
But I really, really enjoy a lot.
Can I ask what brings you The greatest joy in your life, Daniel.
my
Cool.
family, my family, my friends, and my community, online community. I want to create. I created this because I was trying to find a way to teach people about our needs, and I couldn't find any. So I created disability and justice because I saw the need. That's why I created this group.
Do you how can people access this group? Is that something that
It's the Carvajal FL
okay?
Substack.com.
Yeah,
I'll
Nick.
put your Substack QR up for it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look at that.
I will
Nice.
take. Does anybody else wish you could just click on a QR code and have it be a hyperlink too?
Yeah.
Oh, that would
Right?
be great.
Wouldn't that be awesome? You don't have to find your phone and like, you
I
know?
hate QR codes
Yeah, I know. I do too.
because I cannot move my phone. My phone, I have it on my wheelchair with Velcro.
Right. Yeah. You have to be able to hold it steady,
Yeah.
and most of us, I think, in this chat struggle with that.
Oh, you have a new fan. Our friend Courtney subscribed and bought your
What
book.
keeps our days? Oh, go ahead.
My willingness to survive. My willingness to survive.
Your willingness to survive has kept you
Yeah.
strong. Yeah. Well, it sounds like your
The
will
indomitable will.
is
I love it.
all right.
Yeah. I wanted to share something about me. I was in the hospital 3 years ago for a condition called I had lack of oxygen, and I was almost dead. But my oxygen level was 28, and now my mom had to take me to my hospital, and they revived me. I was almost dead, but now I use an oxygen mask every night. That's why I am grateful.
You've got a lot of people here that are inspired by you. A lot of comments in the chat.
Mhm.
People subscribe. They're buying your book. Monica
Mhm.
says your will is an inspiration.
It is.
And Christine says you're an inspiration. Mary Catherine just ordered your book, and a lot of people have learned about you from other people restacking and resharing from your Substack. So this Substack thing is a great way to
I have
connect.
over 800
Nah.
That's like nothing to sneeze at.
After today, for sure.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, I subscribed for sure.
Thank you, Doug Steven.
Oh, Jay subscribed too. You're getting like a huge fan club here.
I got it, man.
Everybody in the chat, if you could subscribe, that would make all of our day. If you subscribe to Daniel and his journey and lift him, because that's what we do in this community, right? We lift each other and care about each other. So if you can, buy his book.
She's froze.
Yeah, you inspired me. Did I freeze?
Thank you.
You did, but we
I
came back.
gave such a good speech too. Why is the best ones when I'm here by myself?
Isn't that how it
Nobody can
always
hear it.
is, Beth?
Right. I have been tasked, Daniel, with making you laugh again.
It's always that.
So I gotta make sure I gotta come up with something that's like not the same joke, although I think it would actually work.
I got me.
It's for Laura in the chat. It's Carvajal.
Yeah.
I have to make sure I say it right too. It's Daniel Carvajal. For anyone who missed it in the chat.
Your name? How do you pronounce that name? Nick.
Pero.
Sparrow.
Like sparrow without the S.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Or parrot without the T.
Yeah.
That's more confusing. Let's not confuse people. I get enough confusion with my last name. It's 4 letters, and you would think it would be easy to pronounce, but everybody's like, no, we're going to pronounce it slightly differently and then never get it right.
Yeah.
So I try a lot.
You know, Nick, you would think that only people with really exotic last names would find that, but yes, but the other day I got a Wilson. How do you spell that? So, you know, comes to all of us, even with the simple last names that a bazillion people have.
And
my last name is so hard to pronounce because it's like Carvajal, but no, it's
Right.
When I get H.
Well, yeah, people have to remember that the J and the H and the is your background Spanish?
Yeah, I'm from Chile.
From Chile.
Yeah.
Originally, or just your family?
I was born in Chile. I came when I was 3 years old.
Wow, that must have been extra hard. Did you only speak Spanish at the beginning?
In my household, we don't speak English.
Oh.
Only Spanish. Because my mom kept us tradition of living. She has 82 years old. When I came here, she was 29, and we came because my house in jet. There was no help for me.
Oh. Did you have relatives here that you were coming to, or just all?
Only my grandfather,
Uh,
but my mom's side.
well, at least
Mm.
at least you had that. It seems like a really hard. It's hard enough to be an immigrant, like I was born outside of the United States, but it doesn't really count. But it's hard enough to be an immigrant without, you know, all the care and the understanding and the and what you want and need to, the circle that you're trying to build. It's hard enough as an immigrant to do that, let alone when when people are afraid to talk to you.
I want to ask you guys about this idea. What do you think is going to happen in November?
What's going to happen in November?
Yeah, with Trump.
With Trump? Well, are we assuming he's going to stay alive that long?
I don't think so. If he does, I hope we can get Trump.
I think they're using Mitch McConnell as a test case on how long they can hide a dead politician or nearly dead politician. And then I've said it a couple times now. I think I've said it for almost a year at this point too, or longer, is when they're going to wait until after the election. And then on the 21st of January, 2027, J.D. Vance can step into the office of presidency and constitutionally still be eligible for 2 more terms in office, which would allow them to constitutionally have a 10-year set of J.D. Vance. That is what they would do. Like we say they're dumb. We say these people are like, make fun of them for these people being dumb. They're not. They're very tactical. And if we continue to think that they're dumb, we're going to miss all of the really obvious things that they're doing. Hiding behind their buffoonery and their clownishness is what they're actually doing. Like the attacks on Olmstead rights and the Olmstead memo isn't just about people with disabilities. It's about what comes next there too, which is labeling dissent as a mental disorder and then locking you up because you have a new disability called Trump derangement syndrome. Guess what, y'all? We all have Trump derangement syndrome. If you're listening here, you have it. Even if you're not on the progressive end, we don't cater to progressive. We don't cater to conservative.
Guilty by association.
We cater to everybody who is willing to talk, and most people with a shred of decency understand that all these attacks are not somebody who's stupid. Everything
they wouldn't have
is coordinated and smart.
They wouldn't have executed on a 50-year plan if they were stupid.
Yeah, they wouldn't be tearing apart our Constitution and a 250-year democracy if they were stupid. They're not stupid. So
some of them are, I think.
Some of them are, but the people who are actually running this stuff are smart.
I guess.
I I just yeah, it's about human rights. Like right now, it's Olmstead, but underneath it all, it's just attacks on human rights. Like
Yeah, I understand. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
like
And it doesn't, like if people think that they're not on that list, they got another, they got, even if the Trump supporters think they're not on the list, everyone's on the list. It's a self-consuming way of being, you start with, disabilities, you move on. I mean, like everything, they will find a way to get you on that list no matter what. So we all have to stand together because we're all, as a lot of people say, we're not free. Nobody's free until we're all free, because we're all intertwined and we're all connected. And
Mm-hmm.
nobody has the privilege of not being in the crosshairs of this kind of government and these kind of people. They'll start to eat their own after they go through everybody else. They'll start to eat their own. So
Mm-hmm.
but we all have to be solidaritous. We have to have solidarity.
I agree with you.
Yes, I agree with you
that
too,
loop. I
Steph.
think that loops really well back to the question from EG earlier. EG earlier is how do we build these bridges, and how do we see each other with individual uniqueness, solidarity, but like see each other as people 1st. How do we do that? Is we stand with each other. We hold each other up. We lift each other up, even if it doesn't impact us. Like, stop being so selfish. Stop being so isolated into your own selfishness that you can't see that what happens to one happens to all. Like, when due process ends for one in the US, due process ends for all in the US. Because how do you know you're a citizen? A citizen of this country is diverse. Like, there's 4 diverse looking people here right now, and we are less diverse looking than much of the US. Like, this is just a tiny segment, and there's still a lot of diversity here.
Right.
And everyone in our chat who is not our Canadian relatives, everyone on the US
You're diverse too.
You're diverse too, our
friends.
Canadian relatives. But on the US side, like, we are a melting pot. Like, that's who we are. That's just who we are, is a melting pot of uniqueness. So I think we don't have a new meditation for today, but that's okay. We're about 2 minutes over time, which is also okay. If Daniel, you're okay to stay with us for just a couple more minutes, is
I have to go.
you have to go?
Go.
Okay.
All
well,
right.
we'll let you go then. Daniel, we have your QR code up. And
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's not working for me. No.
Yours isn't.
There we go.
There it is. Steph got it. Now we got all the hearts going. There we go.
It was
Daniel,
wonderful to meet you.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to put your book QR code back up too. Please go buy a copy of Daniel's book, Daniel's First Day of School. This was wonderful. Do you want, I'll take you off screen as I did last time, so it's easy for you, Daniel. Any last things you want to say before you go?
I want to say thank you for having me. And next time, I hope this is not the only time I'll be a guest.
Well, I hope you come back.
Yeah, I want to come back.
I will gladly have you back, Daniel. This was a lot of fun. Thank you.
I wanted to ask if you wanted to be in one of my groups.
Yes.
If I saw one, I would let you guys know.
Wonderful. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Have a good night.
Have a great day, Daniel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Right.
for being with us today.
Daniel.
Bye. Take care. Have fun. Get a new haircut. Okay.
And as we let Daniel go so that he can go have a great day, we're going to move to our next piece, which this will be a little awkward here for a second, everyone, is because I have to change the video that's there. Because we're not going to listen to the critters, wild creatures again this week. But we are going to redo a recent meditation, because it's one of the ones that I have uploaded, and we're gonna look at animals again, but with words this time. We're gonna pause for some meditation and look at our critters. So just give me a moment while I switch us from one to another. So we'll look a little awkward, everyone, but don't worry. That's just what happens. That's how life is. A little bit of awkward turtle every so often makes the world go round. So I'm going to switch us over. Thank you, everyone, as we pause for some meditation, and then we'll come back and promote ourselves. And I'm sorry for those who have missed the conversation. Chris, we were shouting you out again, as always, for the amazingness that you are, and the shirt that Beth is wearing. But everyone, we'll see you all on the flip side as we start our meditation.
Pause for a moment with me and take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly exhale out through your mouth. Take another deep breath in through your nose and slowly exhale out. One more deep breath in and exhale out. Some of our closest family members are not human, although that may be up for debate. They are our ride or die buddies, ready to ride shotgun at a moment's notice. They tug at our hearts with those eyes that make you want to say yes to that only one more treat that turns into 5. They love unconditionally and leave us staring at them while they sleep, begging for us to add them to our other 56,274 pet pics already in our cell phones. They are equipped with pre-installed mind control software. I will die on a hill believing that this is where George Lucas came up with the idea for Yoda. There is no longer room for you on the sofa, and you don't even care. In fact, in our minds, this is epic photo shit. Humans are easily groomed into becoming pet owners. We are captivated by the way they violently shred feathers, and then are surprised that they grow up and leave you wondering what the odds are that you will be taken out either by murder mittens or the death stare. We open our hearts and are willing to give over our morning cup of joe, even though they have no concept of how badly our bodies need this substance to survive. Still, we share. Your cat exploring the Christmas tree and knocking down the ornaments? We are conditioned to grab the camera and take pics of the holiday tree carnage. Your cat is climbing your flat screen like it's a leopard in sub-Saharan Africa, and you recognize it's now their tree tower. They are charming and will steal your heart with one look, especially if they are snuggling a stuffed toy. It is a rule that you are required to take a pic and tell at least one person how dang adorable your pet is when doing anything that you perceive as next level cuteness. This is especially important if you come across two pets sharing the same space. This must be documented and shared accordingly, far and wide. Whether our pets quietly ponder the next unliving of a rubber band or twisty tie, or calculating the speed that gravity will pull down the next item they knock off the shelf, we do not feel worthy in their presence. We are unable to look away from that adorable face, and then suddenly the mind control kicks in. We then find ourselves paying to bring home a creature that relieves itself in a box that we scoop out, or a pet that has to be taken outside, where we pick up the treasure and carry it around in a bag, visible of course, so that our neighbors with the ring cams know for certain that it wasn't our fur baby that is crapping on the sidewalk and walking away. At the end of the day, at the end of our pocketbooks, we pause and have it all.
I need your love, I need your time. When everything's wrong, you make it right. I feel so high, I come alive. I need to be free with you tonight. I need you.
And we are back for our final piece, which is we get to promote ourselves and what we're doing. And first, I'm going to do, before I actually talk about any of our stuff, is, again, go to, this is the only time I'm ever going to say this at this point, is go to Amazon and buy Daniel's book, Daniel's First Day of School. It's for sale on Amazon. Go help him out. Go buy his book. We had more than a couple copies bought during the show. So thank you everyone who is supporting Daniel and having kids books, like fun kids books that are representative. And also go make sure you support disability and justice with Daniel. Ensure that you go subscribe to him. If you are on Substack with us, hit the top left-hand corner and you'll be subscribed to Daniel and all his great work. He's putting out a lot of really incredible stuff. So please go subscribe to Daniel, and we will be having him back with us. So do not worry. We will be having Daniel back with us. We'll ask about local bookstores, if that's something that he is a part of or not. We did not get to asking that question. So it's a great follow-up.
I think somebody in the chat bought it in an independent bookstore. Can you get, whoever it was, can you write back in where you found it?
Yeah, if you have a link that is non-Amazon based too, I will gladly put that into our post show notes so that we can support smaller publishers and publishing outlets so that we're not feeding the corporate beast. Beth, let's go to you since you're not freezing right now.
Well, I better make it quick. Yes, please subscribe so I can perhaps afford to, to get another mesh router because my internet keeps going out. So thank you all for being here. I am really excited.
Oh,
Lately, sessions for a short time, maybe through August, start back up in September, while I do some volunteer work that is close to my heart. So I'm going to be working with Naida at the I'm out there, please. Protecting our rights, trying to protect.
Beth, you basically froze on us again. However, what I heard out of that is Beth is freaking awesome. Go support Beth. Go subscribe to our publication.
and bring joy to others. And
get ready for some really freaking awesome painted art that she is creating.
Yeah. And on Wednesday, I believe, or at least coming up, we're going to have some rock painting meditation episodes on Time for Life. Steph, how about you, my friend?
I am Dr. Stephanie Wilson. I am a historian, and I am getting ready to go off hiatus with Freedom Over Fascism. So I'm going to give you my new 30-second promo, and we'll see how it lands, because I'm starting to get back in business. When you look around, do you wonder how we arrived at a moment where our children's future is in question, where freedom and equality shrink daily, where history itself is being rewritten, and even the symbols of our national character are being demolished? I host Freedom Over Fascism Fireside Chats, which feature, oh my God, no BS conversations about the context underneath the outrage, the pattern behind the headline, and a sharper sense of where and how to go from here. Join me at freedomoverfashion.us, wherever you get your podcasts. I appreciate everybody's support, and I'm really trying to get this back up and running. And you guys are my I guess, my ARC readers, my beta readers, my beta users, whatever. You guys are my guinea pigs. So I'll let you know. Context. I will let you know when the next episode is.
Right. Rock on. How does this work? Oh, there you go. That's for you.
There we go. Light show for Steph.
Yeah, light show for Steph.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Well, thank you, Steph. As always, thank you, Beth. Thank you, Steph. And then come subscribe and support me here at Sick of This Shit Publications. We're busy. I'm busy doing a lot right now with disability visibility and chronic illness discussions and our Better Humaning conversations. And really appreciate all of you. If you can support during the rest of Disability Pride Month, so for the rest of this month, we have a 20% off forever sale. So please, if you can become a paid subscriber, that's either annual or monthly. If you want to become a founding subscriber, you can do that too for $100 a year or more. If you wanted to, the founding subscribers, I really, really appreciate all of you who are my founders, and everyone else who's my paid subscribers. Thank you all so much. And all of our free subscribers, we're just about at 9,000 subscribers here on Sick of the Shit Publications. If we can hit 10,000 soon, that would be freaking awesome.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know yet.
Do if you get 10,000? I want to know.
I don't know yet. We're gonna figure it out. Maybe we'll do a poll or something for the audience to figure out what should we do at 10,000 subscribers, and we'll figure something out. We'll figure a party. We'll do something fun for the community.
I love it.
So please come become a subscriber here at Sick of This Shit Publications. Be a paid subscriber. Be a free subscriber. All of it helps help us continue to build visibility in disability and make the invisible visible for ourselves and for others, so that we can break down some of these biases and have real conversations and see people for who they are. Because we're done being sick of this shit here. So now we're doing this shit.
We're doing this.
So have a great week, everyone. Go have a great start to your week. It's going to be a busy one. We've got lots to do. Go hang out, everyone. Go see them. And remember, it's my final call of action, as always, is go say no to Crip Crow. Go to broadbanner.com/crip-crow.
Nothing's working.
And go call your representative and your senators and make sure it's known that you say no to Crip Crow with Sick of This Shit Publications and Disability Community for Democracy. Go have a great day, y'all. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being
Much
here.
love,
See you again
friends.
next Monday.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.